You might think pulling out your phone to check a notification is a choice, but that impulse has been carefully engineered. Look at the notification badges on your favorite apps. They are almost always bright red, a color specifically chosen because our brains biologically associated with danger, demanding immediate action. Those little red dots and pings are the opening moves in a highly calibrated system. It is a framework built to capture and monetize your attention. The usual explanation for why we keep swiping relies on dopamine. We are told it is a reward chemical that floods our brain when something good happens, making us feel happy. But that explanation is incomplete. The neuroscientist Dr. Robert Sapolsky ran an experiment where monkeys were taught a simple rule. If a light turned on and they pulled a lever, they would receive a treat. This chart maps the monkey's brain activity during the test. You can see the dopamine levels didn't peak when they actually ate the treat. The massive spike happened the moment the light turned on. The chemical is actually driven by the anticipation of a reward, not the reward itself. Then, Sapolsky changed the rules. He randomized the delivery so the monkeys only received the treat 50% of the time. Look at the data line now. With the outcome uncertain, their dopamine levels skyrocketed to double their previous peak. This mechanism is called a variable intermittent reward. Social media developers apply this exact biological loophole. They keep you scrolling by holding you in a constant state of uncertainty, waiting to see if the next post will be the one that finally satisfies you. The most efficient application of variable intermittent reward has existed for decades. You pull a lever, you have no idea what the result will be, and occasionally you win. Even though you can bet pennies on a single spin, these machines generate over half of an average casino's revenue. Their profitability relies entirely on maximizing your time on the device. That tactile sensation of pulling a mechanical lever to spin the wheels translates directly to the screen in your hand. You pull the screen down to refresh the feed, initiating another spin. Modern machines use internal chips to monitor your play in real time. If you start losing and look ready to walk away, the screen displays near misses, giving you the illusion of control and teasing that you are incredibly close to a payout. The algorithms powering your timeline operate the same way. Platforms like X actively prioritize content that triggers anger and disgust, because strong emotional reactions guarantee you will stay on the screen longer. The feed does not hook you by offering a perfect stream of content. It weaponizes uncertainty, ensuring you keep swiping on the chance that the next post will be the jackpot. Casinos build their physical environments to sustain this behavior. The walkways are gently curved and lack right angles to ensure you never hit a wall where you might pause and look around. This is frictionless design. The goal is to eliminate any visual cue or physical barrier that might prompt you to make a conscious choice to walk out the door. Digital spaces use the exact same architecture. When you open an app like TikTok, a vertical video immediately takes up your entire screen and starts playing. You don't even have to choose to begin. All the toggles for interacting with the content are positioned exactly where your thumb naturally rests, allowing you to engage deeply without adjusting your grip. The single action that requires physical effort is trying to leave. Swiping back often just loads a completely different video to grab your attention again, requiring a second deliberate swipe to finally exit. When you lose track of time while scrolling, it is not a failure of your personal willpower. Your brain is functioning exactly as it should, inside an environment systematically stripped of all exit signs. We know these design choices are deliberate because the people who engineered them are stepping forward to explain exactly what they built. Asa Raskin originally invented the infinite scroll. His initial goal was simply to smooth out search engine results, removing the minor annoyance of clicking a button to load the next page of links. He later realized how that technology was being weaponized to hold attention indefinitely. Raskin eventually partnered with former Google ethicist Tristan Harris to found the Center for Humane Technology to push back against these exact mechanisms. Sean Parker, the first president of Facebook, publicly stated that their platforms exploit a vulnerability in human psychology, intentionally creating a social validation feedback loop. These platforms are not broken or malfunctioning. They are performing exactly to their specifications, extracting human attention by design. The attention economy generates too much revenue for these companies to dismantle it themselves. Controlling your digital environment requires manual intervention. You can break the variable reward cycle by disabling recapture notifications, those alerts about things you haven't even interacted with, and turning off video autoplay wherever possible. moving your most engaging apps off your primary home screen. This prevents your thumb from opening them entirely out of muscle memory, reintroducing physical friction to the process. Your phone is a piece of hardware. You get to decide if it functions as a useful tool or if it runs as a hyper-intelligent casino operating in your pocket.